Om Durjana Sajjano Bhuyat Sajjana Shanti Mapnuyat Shanto Mucceta Bandebhyo Muktaschanyan Vimochayet. O God, please bless every being on this creature, so that let all the wicked people be transformed into the righteous people. Let all the righteous people may attain peace. Let all the peaceful people may strive for realization of the self. May all the realized people help the humanity to reach the final goal. Om, peace, peace, peace. Dear devotees, we were discussing Narada's aphorisms on devotion. Now, almost the last part of the Narada's Bhakti Sutras we have come. Now, the author has started telling the greatness of a devotee. If a person who has got a real devotion towards the ultimate reality, towards the divine or divinity, or towards the God, what happens? If he visits a holy place, the holy place becomes holier. Or the person, such a person, wherever he is staying, wherever it may be, such that place will become holier, holy place. And all his actions will be righteous and spiritual, and he blesses everyone. And also the scriptures gets life. Scriptures are rejuvenated by his sadhana, by his spiritual practice. That is the uniqueness of, that is the grandness of a devotee, or who follows the divine dictum. Tirti kurvanti tirtani, sukarmi kurvanti karmani, satchastri kurvanti shastrani. Means a devotee make holy places holier, and whatever the actions he renders, everything gets blessed, and he makes the scriptures more sacred. So here Narada is mentioning three items, three components. One is that holy places becomes holier. What are the places which can be called or which can be known as holier? It is generally connected with the life of saints, prophets, incarnations. They might have taken birth there. They might have lived. They might have done their service activities, or they might have done some miracles too, or they might have blessed some devotees. They have shown compassion, or they might have shown the grace towards the humanity. All such places are called holy places. And now, what is the speciality of these holy places? Across every religion, either you see in Hinduism, or in Islam, or in Christianity, Jainism, Buddhism, Sikhism, in all the world major religions, there are pilgrimage places, there are holy places. And why do people like to go there? What is the rationale behind these holy places? There you get positive vibes, positive vibrations. Now, say for an example, we have got a mobile. 10 years before mobile, old mobile have got. And now everywhere 4G, 5G is coming. I have got a 10 years old mobile. I cannot use the 4G or 5G. Why? Because my mobile is not connected, cannot connect to that particular frequency. So similarly, our minds can tune to the particular frequencies. And good thoughts, good vibrations has got particular frequency. Similarly, bad thoughts, bad vibrations have got particular frequencies. When we go to such places, because of the effects of that holy places on our mind rises its level, and it particularly tunes its that particular frequency that is for good vibrations, so that we feel blessed. Our spiritual life can be progressed, our devotion can be increased, and our good thoughts can be nurtured properly. That is a reason, once in a while, whenever it is possible, we should visit these holy places, which has got positive vibrations, holy vibrations. We are all part and parcel of the environment. We are all part and parcel of the place where we're living. Either it may be country, or it may be society, or it may be house, or neighbors. All these things, it matters. It has its own effect on us. So when we go to these holy places, it will have a positive effect on us, so that it will help us to nurture our spiritual life. For us, we cannot create holy places, but when we go to holy places, we can make use of it. But these the devotees who has got parabhakti, who has got supreme devotion, they can create that holy place. Say, for an example, we can see in the life of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna took birth in a very remote village which was called Kamarpukur. Before advent of Sri Ramakrishna, if you go 10, 20, 50 kilometers, no one knew Kamarpukur. Now in the whole world, n number of people, they know about Kamarpukur. Why? Because a great sage, a great saint or prophet of 19th century, or the incarnation, he took birth on that holy land. So every day, hundreds of devotees, they go and visit and they pay their respects towards to Sri Ramakrishna's birthplace. It became holy. Hundreds of devotees, they go, they pray, they meditate, they feel blessed, and they come. Before the advent of Sri Ramakrishna and after the advent of Sri Ramakrishna, there's a great difference. There's a great change in that place. And because of so many people going and coming, the whole scenario of the village has been changed. People are getting job. Why? Because so many people are coming and going, transactions are happening, business transactions. So economical prosperity came to that particular village. Neighboring villages have not got that economical prosperity, but that Kamarpukur village has got the economical prosperity. Similarly with the Mecca and Medina. Before Muhammad Paigambar, there were just two cities. But because of Muhammad Paigambar's visit and his leaving and etc., Makkah and Medina became holy places all around the world. All the Muslims, they go and they visit Makkah, Medina, and they feel blessed if they can visit this Makkah, Medina. Similarly with the Christians, maybe Rome or maybe Jerusalem, if they can visit, they feel their life is blessed because of the life of great prophets or incarnations. And this tirtha itself, it comes from the word root word, it's called through. Through means what? That which enables a human being to cross over a obstacle. That which enables a man to cross over a obstacle. I can have some intellectual obstacles. I can have spiritual obstacle. I can have health obstacle. There can be different types of obstacles in our life. So by visiting such holy places, so some of our obstacles can be removed, or it can be loosened, it can be removed. That is the reason we have to visit the holy place. We common people. But a devotee who has got supreme devotion, if he visits holy place, what happens? The holiness of that place gets increased. Or wherever he is living, even just it was a common place, because of his living, because of his staying, because of his company, that place becomes holy. There's a mythological story in India. Once, Mother Ganga, in India, all the rivers are also considered as very auspicious. And especially among all the rivers, the river Ganga has been considered the most auspicious river. For the Indians, it is just not water, rather it is a deity. And every day hundreds of devotees, they go and they take a holy dip in the Ganga river, and they feel the blessedness when they take a dip. Once, this Mother Ganga asked Lord Vishnu, one of the god, that look, there are hundreds of people are coming, thousands of people are coming and taking a holy dip in every day within me. They are removing their sins or they are depositing their sins in me. Now, what will happen to me? How can I get rid of these sins? To a certain extent, yes, I can get rid of it. But because of thousands of sinners, they're coming and taking bath. So how will I get rid of that sin? Then Lord Vishnu smilingly, laughingly said, "It is whenever the saints they come and they take the dip in you, you will lose away. You will lose all your sins. Whatever has been accumulated by the sinners, that will be lost, that will be destroyed when the holy people they take a dip in you or in the water." So that is the greatness of the holy people. So wherever they go, the holiness of the land gets increased. And action. Whatever action they may do, every action becomes spiritual, every action becomes holier. Say, for an example, the Vyada Gita, which is a part of Mahabharata, there a person was a butcher by profession, and a monk went and learned few lessons of religion from the butcher. Now imagine butcher, he cuts the goat or sheep or cock or hen or some animals. So we see him or her in a derogative way. But because he was by profession he was a butcher, no doubt, but he never had any hatred. He never had any wrong feeling. He was doing in the sense of duty. Internally, spiritually, in internal life, he had evolved person. And all his actions was translated into spiritual actions as a selfless actions. So even the monk went and learned a few lessons of religion from the butcher. Spiritual people never do wrong actions. If someone is doing wrong actions, then he or she is not spiritual person. And whatever the actions they do, any even materialistic action or any simple action, that will be translated into, it will be converted into spiritual actions, which can release the bondage of a person. That we can see in the life of Sri Ramakrishna himself again. Once it so happened, a Muslim, he was a poor person. For some reason, there was a fire accident and his thatched hut got burnt and reduced into ashes. He felt very bad about it. He cried for a few days. Again, he struggled, and every pie, every cent, again he started accumulating. In few months, with great difficulty, he built small thatched hut. But after 6 months or 1 year, again there was a fire accident and it got burnt again. Then again he was so much grief stricken, but life has to go. He has to bear that there was no other go. Again, after a few months, with a great difficulty, he built the hut at the same place. Third time also there was a fire accident. Then he felt that I might have sinned either in this life or in the previous life. That's why it is happening, all these bad things. Or because of curse of God or some people this is happening. So he was thinking, what can I do? How can I get rid of this problem? Then once Sri Ramakrishna was going in a horse carriage. A person who belongs to Hindu faith, who is a neighbor of that Muslim friend, he said, look, there Sri Ramakrishna is going. He's known for his simplicity and spirituality. He's a great person, he's a great saint, people say. Why don't you call or why don't you go and beg for the grace? Then he said, look, I am a Muslim and he's a Hindu. Will he blesses me? Or if I go, will he give some solution? The neighbor said, why don't you try? Because the saints will never have any distinctions, will never make any partiality. Then with reluctance, this Muslim fellow, he went and prayed. Oh, sir, Reverend sir, for some reason my hut is getting again and again fire accident. I don't know what is the reason. Can you grace? Can you shower your grace on me so that let this problem can be ended? Sri Ramakrishna stopped the horse carriage. He got down. And just he came and he three times he circumambulated this thatched hut area and he went back. He never talked, he never spoke anything, and he went back. And then this fellow, the Muslim fellow, was thinking, what? He came and he made a three rounds and he went away, just like made a survey. Nothing happened. Then they said, you fellow, you said I went and I pleaded him. He came, he made a three rounds and he went away. Nothing happened. Then he said, we don't know. See, a saint came and he made a three rounds and he went. There can be some, I mean, hidden reason in that. Anyhow, now again you start building your hut. Though there was no faith in his words, but because he had to leave, and again with the difficulties, he built fourth time his hut. And for his astonishment, till his last of his life, to end of his life, there was no fire accident, and his hut was in a very safe place. And slowly, his economic position also got improved. And he was so grateful to Sri Ramakrishna. He came and he made just three rounds and he went away. And from that, whatever had a problem was dissolved. We don't know why these great people they perform such actions. So there in their every action there will be a very deep meaning, and every action will be a spiritual action. It is a very difficult for common people to understand. Only when we have got spiritual upliftment, spiritual progress, then only we can understand other saints' actions. And similarly, we can see whatever the great people they do, the whole humanity they follow. In Indian context, especially in the Indian cultural context, in the olden days, say 100 years before, in the monasteries, what was the role or what was the duty, what was the responsibility of a monk? Oh, he is supposed to sit and meditate. He has to do scriptural studies, maybe scriptural some writings, and whoever comes, he has to bless. He has to give some tirtha prasad, or he has to give sermons, and he has to give talks on religious and spirituality. And if anyone comes, he has to guide. These were the general established traditions in the monasteries, and the monks were supposed to do this. Whereas after the advent of Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda, the service aspect was included. Running school, dispensaries, hospitals, taking care of the society by monks. In India, from say 10 to 12 centuries before, during Buddhism, some of the Buddhist monks had done. We get the history. But otherwise, no. Only the kings used to do, the grihasthas, the householders used to do all these social activities, philanthropic activities, but not the monks. Maybe they used to guide, that's all. But whereas Swami Vivekananda and Ramakrishna Mission, they started all these type of activities. They used to mix with the people, sit along with the people, and take care of the society by running schools, dispensaries. Then if there is any calamity, go and help them by providing food, clothes, shelter, all these things. So initially, the Ramakrishna Mission monks were severely criticized by the traditional monks. Oh, these people are scavenger monks. Why? They go and touch anyone and everyone. They go and clean the roads. They go and clean all the places which are made all dirty places. They go and clean. So probably the traditional, some of the monks, they used to keep the Ramakrishna Mission monks as a side. They never used to call them for functions. They never used to share their platform or the stage at par in the functions. All these things were happening. But Ramakrishna Mission monks never cared. They continued their service. Because behind that service, there was the greatest Advaitic truth. When God is residing in everywhere, in every being, when I am serving someone, I am serving the God. He's a living God. Just like we have got a temples and we do worship to our own chosen deities. So similarly, by serving people, we are worshipping our own chosen deity in the form of living God. So that great philosophy was there, we were doing it. And slowly, once it so happened in northern India, in Kankal, once there was a great feast, and it is called Mahamandaleshwar there, a big pontiff had come. And there are hundreds of monks had come assembled there. So feast was supposed to start. Then a pontiff asked, I hear there's a Ramakrishna mission here, and there are two monks who are serving there. They are Vedantic monks. They are also belong to Vedanta. Why they have not come? The other monk said, "Oh, we don't call them. They are scavenger monks. They go and they clean the excreta of the patients. They are running dispensary. They clean and they dress the bandages of the patients, and they touch everyone, and they don't maintain, untouchability, and they will touch everyone, etc. This has happened 100 years before. That we should remember. So we don't call them. We don't, allow them to join us. Then Pontiff laughed and said, "You people are only studying Vedanta and they are practicing Vedanta. Actually, they are really Vedantins. Why? Because they are saying, Ishavasimidam Sarvam. God is there everywhere, in every place, in every being. So they are putting that Vedantic, highest Vedantic principle into the practice. So they are never making any distinction between caste, creed, or society, or the social status. Whoever is required, for them, they are giving a free medical service. They are the real Vedantic monks. And if you don't call them, and if you don't come, then I am not going to start taking the food. Is a pontiff who has got great respect, used to command the respect and to the entire monastic community. Now he has said they are the greatest Vedantic monks, and if they don't come, then I will not take the food. As a result, then they had to go and they had to call these two monks. Please come, the pontiff is calling. And the monk said, why? Till now, there were n number of functions. You people never called us. Why are you calling now? Then they, explained everything. Then they said, so we don't bother whether you accept us or not, whether you reject us or not. We are serving the God in the living form. So we don't care for all these things. We don't care for this name and fame, external paraphernalia. Please, we request on our behalf to the pontiff that let him start taking food and let the function go on. We are not coming because we are busy in serving the people. Then the monks they went and they said to pontiff. The pontiff said, "Now my reverence has increased 100 times to that monks. Until otherwise they come, then I am not going to take the food." Then again the monks came back and they explained the whole thing. Just because the pontiff is not taking the food and all the monks are sitting without taking the food, then there was no other go. Then these two monks came, and next to the pontiff, the place was given to these monks with all respect and reverence. Then the food got started. Then the whole monastic community in the northern part of India, they understood the greatness of this sacrifice. It's a service. Then slowly, all other monasteries also they have started, and now they are continuing different type of services. So, sir, maybe cleaning a person's excreta, or redressing the bandage, it looks very menial job probably, but if it can be done in a proper way, that will be a means to reach the God. Just like someone is meditating, who is trying to reach the God. In the similar way, a person who does a selfless action, by that action, menial job, one can reach the God. One can have God realization or self realization. All the common, the saints, they have done common actions, very ordinary actions, but that became extraordinary because of their attitude, because of their selflessness, because of their spiritual angle. Brother Lawrence, practice of presence of God, beautiful is there. He was actually dishwasher. He used to clean the dishes and he used to mop the floor in the monastery. But afterwards, he became such a great saint. The big people who are the theologians in the Christian monasteries, they started following this brother Lawrence. What did he do? He was mopping the floor and he was cleaning the utensils. But while doing all that, he felt that he is serving the Lord. That is the beauty. So all these people's common action becomes extraordinary, becomes unique. Why? Because of their devotion, because of their spiritual aspect. So if we can add the devotion, spiritual aspect for our life, for our work, then what happens? The work will be translated into worship. And that's what we can see in the life of a great devotee. Then the scriptures gets life. Scriptures will be rejuvenated by these holy people. Why? Because whenever we read scriptures, whenever we hear the scriptures, we feel that, oh, there can be hypothetical arguments. It may be thinking. It is good to time pass. It can be a good time just to study and to have some good thoughts. We feel such sometimes. But when these people's experience, when we hear, it gets again confirmed that whatever the scriptures have said thousands of years before, in any religion, they have been confirmed by the experiences of the holy people or of the devotees. So they give once more life. By their spiritual practices, the scriptures gets rejuvenated. They authenticate the scriptural statements. So that is the greatness of, uniqueness of the holy people, or the people who have got supreme devotion or para bhakti. So why should we have devotion? By devotion, how can we a blessed people for the humanity has been told very clearly in the 69th aphorism by sage Narada. Then in the 70th, he continues to tell what is the greatness of a devotee. Tanmayaha. Tat mayaha means in that permeated. What does it mean? The devotees are permeated with the divinity. In the devotee's life, if you see, their life is covered with full of God. It is covered with full of divinity. They live in the world, but there is no worldliness in them. That is the difference. Oh, we should leave the world and we should go to monastery, we should go to forest, we should go to Himalayas. May not be required all the times. If you live in the world, there is no problem, but the worldliness should not be there in you. Sri Ramakrishna says beautiful. And he gives an example. If the boat is in the water, then there is no problem, but water should not be in the boat. If the water enters the boat, slowly the boat sinks. So, similarly, if I am living in the world, fine, I may be doing any profession, never mind, but the worldliness should not be there in us. That's what it creates a problem. But whereas in the devotees, in a real devotee, if you see, the worldliness will not be there. He is inside and outside, he will be covered with the divinity, with the God conscious. Again, if you see life of Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda, all the great people, Saint Francis of Assisi, for an example, his life was covered with full of divinity. Used to see the Jesus, Saint Francis of Assisi used to see the Jesus in every being, in every creature, in every one. Used to respect everyone. Why? Because used to see the divine principle in everyone. So that's what we understand from this. So this is a common thing. This is a fact for the real devotee, for a beginners, for all of us. This is to be practiced and to be achieved. Then one more, the beauty of the devotee, they are saying that what happens? Modante pitaro nrutyanti devataha sanatha cheyam bhavati. Is again is telling three things here. One is modante pitaraha. When such devotees are born in a family, their ancestors gets rejoiced. Oh, in our family, such a great personality, great spiritual personality is born by his merits, by his meritorious deeds. We get blessed and we get good merits and we will get a better life. Nrutyanti devataha. Even the gods and goddesses, that's called demigods or celestial beings, they rejoice and they dance. Such a great person has taken a birth on the earth. And sanata cheyam bhavati. Mother Earth gets happy because a saint, because of a spiritual person or a devotee has taken a birth on this land or on this earth, so that my sins will be reduced. So the greatness of the devotee has been explained in this aphorism again. Why the ancestors rejoice? According to the Indian scriptures, if a person who has got a advanced spirituality, devotion, or if he attains especially moksha or mukti, the 7 generations before, 7 generations after, they also get realization or they also get mukti, it seems. Or at least they will get better lives with lot of luck, with lot of merits, with a lot of good merits. That's the reason all the Pitrudevatas, the forefathers, The elders of the family, they gets rejoice. In our family, such a devotee has born. So by that, we are all feeling blessed. We are blessed. And Rutyanti Devataha. The demigods or celestial beings also they dance, it seems. Why? Because such is the power of devotion. There's a Sanskrit of, part of Stotra, Tasmin tushte jagat tushtam prinite prinitam jagat. If God is fulfilled, if God is fulfilled, then the whole world gets fulfilled. There's a beautiful story in Mahabharata. Once we were five brothers called Pandavas, and with wife Draupadi, they had been to exile into the forest. And every day they used to bring some food grains or rice, and they used to cook and they used to eat one time single meal. They had finished their meal. Suddenly, some monks came, ascetics came. So in India, whoever comes, we consider them as a guest, and it is our prime duty to serve them. So, and especially they are ascetics, they are monks, we have to serve them. So these Pandavas, being householders, they felt that it is their prime duty to serve the monks. By that, they will feel blessed, and it is their duty. They requested the ascetics or monks, please have in nearby river, please have a bath, bathing, and please come. We would like to serve the food. Then these monks said, yes, we are also hungry. We will take a bath and we will come and we will sit and please serve the food. And the Pandavas entered inside their hut and they said to the wife Draupadi, look, there are hundreds of ascetics are coming. Kindly prepare the food. Then Draupadi started telling, what? We have finished all of us food. I don't think any food is left out. Then they went and they saw whatever the few earthen pots they had, everywhere they saw, there was only a single grain, rice grain. Then now they don't have food and they have invited so many ascetics or monks. Now what to do? Then immediately they remembered God. They prayed for God and Shri Krishna appeared. Shri Krishna said, look, you people remembered me. What is the matter? Then they narrated the whole incident. Then Shri Krishna asked Draupadi, do you think that anything is there food left out, Prasad? Please bring. Then Draupadi said, Krishna, please don't make a joke. This is not the time to make a joke. There is no food left out. That's why with difficulty we prayed for you. Shri Krishna said, look, there may be some food, little food. Go on, get inside from the kitchen. Draupadi got annoyed. Krishna, please don't make us fool because there is no food. So how can you help us? That's the reason we called you. We prayed for you. But Krishna never left. He insisted. Then, because he was insisting, she went and she opened the pot and she saw there was just a grain of rice left over. Then she bought the grain of rice and said, look, Krishna, this is a single grain of rice. That's all we have got. Whatever you want to do, you do it. Then Krishna said, this is enough for me. And he took that a grain of rice and he swallowed. And he said, I am full now. By single grain of rice, whatever you gave, by that my stomach is with full. And as soon as the Krishna felt my stomach is full, then the ascetics who had finished their bath and they were just approaching the hut, they also felt as if they had enough food and their whole stomach is full. So then the ascetic said, look, I don't know, we don't know, for some reason, we are feeling our stomach is with full, it is full, and since it is full, we are not supposed to take food again now. So please excuse us, we will leave and we will depart and we will go to the next ashrama where we were supposed to go. And all of them, they left. A single grain of rice was given to offer to the god Krishna, and he felt it was, his stomach is full, so all monks or ascetics' stomach was full. Just like if you water the roots of a tree, when the roots absorb the water and it is supplied to the entire tree. Similarly, if you fulfill the God, if you make the God happy, the whole world will be happy. That is the beauty here. So that's why when God is happy with by my devotion, by my spirituality, or by my good conduct, by good character, all the celestial beings and all the demigods or gods and goddesses, they also rejoice and they dance with the joy. Such a beautiful person is, noble person is, a man or woman of good conduct, because they are very rare indeed. And the third is Sanata Chayam Bhurbhavati. And Mother Earth feels that my sins are reduced at least by this such type of a group of handful of righteous people or sages or saints. Why? Because of their righteousness, because of their penance, because of their good actions, because of their acquiring good merits, Mother Earth feels that her burden of sins is reduced at least to certain extent. In India, and especially in the Indian philosophy, Hindu dharma, even the earth is never just a planet, rather it is Mother Earth. It is considered as mother. That's why in the olden days, we were taught when we were children, as soon as you get up, you have to tell two shlokas. One is Karagre Vasate Lakshmi, Karamadhye Saraswati, Karamule Sthite Gauri Prabhate Kadadarsham. In this hands, there is Lakshmi, Gauri, and Saraswati. So I am looking at it and I am paying my salutations to these three goddesses and let me start my life. Afterwards, Samudra Vasane Devi Parvatastana Mandale Vishnupatnim Namastubhyam Padasparsham Mekshame. O Mother Earth, there is a rivers, ocean, mountain, everything. That is your body and your mother. But I have no other go other than stepping on you. So now I'm keeping my as my first step on you now, as a beginning of my day. Please excuse me. So this planet Earth was considered as a holy, as a divine, as Mother Earth. Means the whole thing should be divinized. That is the basic idea. And this Mother Earth feels blessed when she says some great devotees are people of spiritual character. Because her sins are reduced by such righteous people, saintly people, or great devotees. And is again one more salient feature of devotee from social aspect is telling. These all from individual aspect he told. What is the greatness of a devotee from individualistic point of view he told, and from family point of view little he told. Now the Narada is telling from great devotee what is the efficacy on society from social aspect also is telling. Nastiteshu jati vidya rupa kuladhana kriyadi beda. This world is with full of duality. It is with full of pair of opposites. Good, bad, right, wrong, holiness, unholiness, misery, happiness, cold, heat, isn't it? So similarly, lot of differentiations, discriminations, disparities we all see in this world. And also, if some celebrity comes, the way we treat a celebrity and the way we treat a common person is totally different. If a person who has got is a millionaire, when he comes with all great pomp and show, we welcome him, we will take care of him, we'll provide a seat and etc. etc. The same person, unfortunately, if he loses his money and he becomes a common person, next time when he comes, the same person, he's the same person, but the way we treat them, it is totally different with many of us. Because why? We make a lot of disparity. We make a lot of differentiations. We give respect because of his achievements, because of his money, because of his name and fame, because of his power and position, because of usefulness. It is right or wrong, I'm not telling, but I'm mentioning the fact. But whereas in the case of a devotee, nastiteshu bedaha, he doesn't discriminate, he doesn't differentiate, yeah, among all these things. What? Jati, social status, or caste. Oh, he belongs to the upper caste, so I am welcoming him with great respect. Oh, he belongs to the lower caste, so that I will not care for him, or I will keep him aloof, or I will keep him at distance. No. Or racism, or a caste, all these things. Then Vidya. Oh, he's a PhD guy. He's a professor in a Trinity college, so we welcome him with great respect. Oh, he's an ordinary graduate. That's okay. So that's okay. I mean, we don't bother much. We neglect him. Then Rupa. Oh, he's such a fine looking person. He has got a beautiful external beauty. So we like, so we welcome him. Oh, he's not, he or she is not that good. He or she is ugly. Okay. Then Kula. Oh, he comes from such a family. Again, we show respects or not. Then he's a rich person, he's not rich. Or he has got a lot of achievements. So this fellow is ordinary fellow. So, like this differentiations we make, but a real devotee, a real spiritual person, he never makes any differentiations, any distinctions. He welcomes everyone with equality because he sees that in every being there is a manifestation of God. Is in everyone there is a God residing. So, with great love and respect, or with equal love and respect, he behaves with everyone. He doesn't make any differentiation. He doesn't make any distinctions, unnecessary distinctions based on caste, creed, color, country, or their achievements, or because of power, or because of name and fame, because of money. Nothing is done. So, the great spiritual person's conduct is something very interesting we should try to understand. Now, why they don't make any distinctions? For that, in the next aphorism, Narada is giving a reason. Yataha tadiyaha. Distinctions do not exist in them. Why? Because they are God's own. Because every being, every creature is the son of God or daughter of the God. So they see the divinity in everyone. That's the reason, with an equal mind, without any differentiations, they try to behave with everyone. They don't make any differentiations. Same thing we can see in Holy Mother's life. She is from village. In the olden days, there unfortunately there was a lot of caste distinctions in Hinduism and India. Of course, in every religion there are different distinctions made on different reasons. So once it so happened to see Holy Mother, there are so many devotees used to come. And among the devotees, if you see all type of caste people, all type of social status people, everyone used to come. Mother used to make to sit them everyone one by one next to each other, and she used to serve the food. And sometimes even villagers were called. Everyone were fed, but there was no made distinction. Okay, you are Brahmin, so you should sit here. Okay, you are from goldsmith, you should sit here. You are from blacksmith community, you should sit here. You are from washerman community, you should sit in this place. No, all of them were sit together, one after another, next to each other, and the food was served. Some villagers raised an objection. How can you make a priestly class people to sit with the blacksmith people? Both are not equal. You can't make them to sit and eat the food next to each other. Then the Holy Mother laughed and said, look, he may be from Brahmin caste, he may be from blacksmith's caste, she may be from washerman caste. What is there? For me, everyone is a devotee. For me, everyone is a children of God. So here, there is no difference, no distinctions between it. Devotees. There is no distinction between children of God. For me, everyone is devotee. For me, everyone is children of God. So we will not make any distinctions. And such a force she had in her talk, such a spirituality was there in the Holy Mother's talk. The whole village, 100 years before, in that such a traditional mindset people, conservative mindset people, they all accepted Holy Mother's talk and they all started following. This is the greatness of the spirituality or the people of spirituality. They will have such a power when they say the words will have a great impact on the society and the society starts following. So Holy Mother said, we don't have any difference. Similarly, we can see in the life of Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda, as an itinerant monk, he was traveling in Rajasthan. For 3 days, he never had any food. Then a person who was belonged to outcast or with the lower caste people, he came, Swamiji, I'm seeing from 3 days. You didn't eat anything. Will you take something? Swamiji said, I'm so hungry. At least you are the person who is taking care of me, who is bothered about me. Very fine. Kindly bring some food. Then he said, look, I belong to lower caste. So you are a monk. You cannot eat from us. So I will bring and give the wheat powder, that is atta or wheat powder, probably, and some vegetables, raw vegetables. You can cook for yourself. Then he said, no, no, no. I have renounced the fire. I am not supposed to cook for myself. Please, you cook and you bring it. They said, lo, Swamiji, if I bring, first and foremost, you are not supposed to eat. Even if you eat, tomorrow, if the king comes to know or the community comes to know, they can throw me out. I will not. Then Swami Vivekananda said, no, I am a monk. I am a sannyasi. I don't have any caste differentiation, distinction. So please, you bring the cooked food, whatever you bring, I will eat, and I will assure you, from me, there will be no problem for you. Though he was reluctant initially, because of Swamiji's love and Swamiji's words, he felt there is some person who is recognizing me as a human being. He felt so happy. He went and he boiled the vegetables and especially potatoes, and he prepared a chapatis, and he prepared some curry, and chapati and curry was served to Swami Vivekananda with so much love, with affection. He served, and Swami Vivekananda enjoyed. Then after a few days, Swami Vivekananda went to Khetri. There was a big palace, and Khetri Maharaja king was there. They met each other. In no time, Khetri Maharaja became a disciple of Swami Vivekananda. Now, during the conversation, Swami Vivekananda said, there was a few days before, I was struggling for food, or I was for 3 days, I was in want of food. A poor person, he helped me by feeding the food. Why don't you call him, and why don't you give him some reward? Raja was very happy. My Guru Swami Vivekananda was being fed by some poor person, so definitely we will call him and we will give some reward. And king ordered the ministers or the soldiers, you go and bring such and such a person, such and such a place. Two soldiers, they went and they called, look, king is calling, please come. Now the poor fellow understood, oh, I am in now soup. I am in great problem. I told that Swami, that monk, please, you should not eat in my hands. I told, he never listened, and he bounded me, or he binded me by his love. Now I have to pay the price for it. Then he felt, oh God, where are you? Please help me. Now no one can save me from the king. Because king himself is calling. That means what? I will be put under bars, or I will be punished heavily, or I will be heavily penalized. Probably I can be penalized. Then with shivering, with fear, and with prayerful, he was praying for all the gods, whichever all the gods and goddesses he was remembering. He was praying, and he entered the palace. And with shivering, he went, and he said, then he pleaded the king, king, please excuse me this time. I pleaded, I begged, I asked the Swami. He didn't listen to me. So many times I told, but still he pressed me to cook and gave him. He ate. Sorry, I have done a mistake. I will never do it. Please, this time you pardon me, like that, with a natural illiteracy or whatever. He prayed, he pleaded the king. Then the king and the monk, Swamiji, both of them, they started laughing. Then again it increased his fear. What happened again? Then the king said, why are you asking sorry? No, because I am not supposed to feed the monk who belonged to the upper caste. And I asked him, but he didn't believe it, because this is a social custom. That's the reason you called me to punish me. That's the reason I'm pleading you not to punish. Then Swami Vivekananda laughed and assured, and the king also laughed and said, I have not called you here to punish, rather I have called you to reward. Initially, this fellow was unable to believe. I'm hearing, clearly, or I'm not seeing the dream, like that he felt it. And he was seeing in a doubtful way. The king assured it, yes, you heard whatever you heard, it is right. And he was rewarded with some good amount of money and probably a pair of clothes or whatever. The A poor person was very happy, and he thanked the king, and he thanked that monk, because after this, after visiting the king, and he became the guest of an empire of the country, of that particular empire and country. Even that time, Swami Vivekananda remembered his small help, the poor person's help, and he was being called and he was being rewarded. That is the greatness of Swamiji. He thanked him, and he left with the money and the gifts presented by the king, and he was happy. So this is the greatness of all spiritual people. Whatever small help they make, they remember, they reciprocate. Not only that, they don't make any differentiations, distinctions. Why? They try to see, or they are able to see the God and divinity in every being. If we can practice, all of us, such a beautiful world we can create. We can love each other. We can help each other, we can serve each other, we can protect each other. There will be no wars, no crimes, no unnecessary problems, social problems inside the country and between the countries. All this can be taken care by love. And these devotees are the epitome of such love. That is the beauty. So may Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother Sharda Devi, Swami Vivekananda, and all the saints of the world bless all of us so that we shall all become the embodiment of, epitome of this love, infinite love, our divinity. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.